Sally asked her husband, George, why are you watching our wedding video backwards? Now, I don't know if George was brave or absolutely dumb, because George replied, Sally, I really like the part when I take the ring off your finger, give you back to your dad, and then walk backwards out of the church with a big smile on my face. Now I wonder if George survived that experience. In the gospel, James and John, disciples of Jesus, are typical of you and me. James and John had dreams, they had ambition. When Mark tells a story about James and John seeking advancement in Jesus' earthly kingdom, James and John ask for themselves. When Matthew tells the same story in his gospel, the mother of James and John, Salome, asks the question. She goes to Jesus and she says, command that these two sons of mine may sit, one at your right hand and one at your left, in your kingdom. Mark in the gospel expresses what some theologians call the backwards law, the backwards principle, the backwards rule. Remember these biblical admonitions? The last shall be first. Whoever will try to save his life will lose it. Isn't it interesting? When we try to stay on the surface of the water, we sink, and yet when we relax, we then float on the surface of the water. When we hold our breath, we will lose it. What we have is what we give away. Sounds like upside down stuff, doesn't it? In God's kingdom, we ascend by descending. In God's kingdom, we go up by taking the lower position. We get ahead by being last. We'll get to heaven by being a servant. I wonder if President John F. Kennedy was aware of this backwards law in the gospel. Or did President Kennedy have a speechwriter who knew about this backwards law? President Kennedy remembered as saying, do not ask what your country can do for you, rather ask what you can do for your country. Doesn't Jesus say to you and me, ask not what God's kingdom can do for us, but ask what we can do for God's kingdom. We're to help people. We're to help spread the word of Jesus Christ. To get ahead, we work for God's kingdom.